Melania Trump's $100 million lawsuit against The View isn't just another celebrity feud. It's become a flashpoint for debates on media ethics, public image, and the boundary between free speech and defamation. The controversy began on an episode of the talk show, known for its bold discussions and outspoken hosts. What started as a routine chat about Donald Trump's presidency took a sudden turn into Melania's personal life. The host didn't stop at commentary. They made statements that her legal team later called false and malicious, setting the stage for this high-stakes legal battle.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want to have anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
Before diving into this drama, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the latest Hollywood buzz. On The View, the host made bold claims about Melania Trump. They said she didn't want to be First Lady, hated Christmas, refused to share a room with her husband, ruined the Rose Garden, and was reluctantly part of Donald Trump's political world. These weren't offhand remarks. They were presented with a certainty that blurred the line between personal opinion and factual statements. What made this segment so explosive wasn't just what was said, but how it was said. The tone was mocking, almost gleeful, as if the hosts assumed Melania would never react. But she did, just not in the way anyone expected. To understand why this controversy has hit a nerve, you need to consider Melania Trump's public image. Unlike her husband, who thrives on attention and controversy, Melania has built a persona of quiet dignity. She rarely gives interviews, steers clear of public confrontations, and values her privacy, traits that are rare in her high-profile role. This reserved nature has earned her some respect for staying out of the chaos, but it's also made her an easy target. When you don't tell your own story, others often step in to tell it for you. That's exactly what happened here. The hosts on The View filled in the blanks with their assumptions, painting Melania as bitter, detached, and unwillingly trapped in her role.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth, individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's...
For Melania Trump, this wasn't just an attack on her character. It was a threat to the carefully maintained image she's built over the years. In the age of social media, where narratives can spread instantly, the risk of reputational damage is massive. That's why she chose to act decisively. Melania's response came in the form of a $100 million defamation lawsuit, a bold and unambiguous statement that she's not taking this lightly. Her legal team claims the remarks made by The View hosts weren't just false, but intentionally damaging. According to the lawsuit, these comments weren't offhand mistakes. They were part of a calculated effort to harm her reputation. Defamation cases are notoriously tough to win, especially for public figures. To succeed, Melania's team must prove that the statements were false, caused real harm, and were made with actual malice. This means showing that the hosts either knew their claims were untrue or acted recklessly without regard for the truth. The stakes are high. If Melania wins, it could send a powerful message, forcing media outlets and talk shows to think twice before making inflammatory comments about public figures. It could even set a legal precedent that changes how high-profile individuals are discussed in the media. However, if she loses, it could embolden critics and reinforce the notion that public figures are open targets for even the harshest critiques.
Can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And I
look,
agree.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it that way?
To fully understand the weight of this lawsuit, we need to take a closer look at The View. Over the years, the show has built its reputation as a platform for bold opinions and heated debates. It's a place where nothing is off-limits, and the hosts are encouraged to speak their minds, no matter how controversial. For fans, it's a refreshing space for open discussions about politics, culture, and current events. For critics, it's a breeding ground for unchecked bias and sensationalism. This isn't the first time The View has faced backlash for its host comments, but the Melania Trump lawsuit stands out because of its potentially massive consequences. A $100 million judgment wouldn't just be a financial hit for the hosts. It could also affect the network, possibly forcing the show to adopt stricter editorial guidelines and a more cautious tone. For a show that thrives on controversy, this would be a significant change. One of the most talked about claims made on the show was that Melania hates Christmas. While it might seem trivial, the allegation cuts deeper. Christmas is a cultural cornerstone, symbolizing family, tradition, and goodwill. Suggesting that Melania despises it calls into question her values and connection to widely shared norms. As a former First Lady representing the U.S. on a global stage, such accusations take on even more weight. This claim also reflects a larger issue: how public figures are judged and portrayed. Melania has often been criticized as distant and disengaged, and this narrative feeds into those perceptions. But is it fair to define someone's character based on rumors or isolated comments? That's one of the critical questions at the heart of this case. Unsurprisingly, public opinion is sharply divided. Melania's supporters see the lawsuit as a stand against media overreach, a way to hold influential platforms accountable and assert that even public figures deserve respect. Her critics, on the other hand, view the case as an overreaction, arguing that public figures like Melania should be prepared for scrutiny, even when it veers into speculation. This divide reflects broader cultural tensions. On one side, there's growing demand for media accountability and fairness. On the other, there's concern that lawsuits like this could stifle free speech, discouraging media outlets from taking risks or challenging powerful figures. At its core, this case goes beyond Melania Trump or The View. It's a reflection of how media, politics, and public discourse are evolving. In a world where a single comment can go viral instantly, media personalities wield enormous power, but with that power comes responsibility. Melania's lawsuit raises important questions. Where do we draw the line between opinion and defamation? Should talk show hosts be held to journalistic standards, or should they have more freedom to express themselves? And how do we balance free speech with the need for accountability? The outcome of this case could have lasting implications. A win for Melania might encourage greater accountability in the media, while a loss could reinforce the idea that public figures are fair game for harsh criticism. Whether you see this as a fight for justice or a publicity stunt, one thing is clear. This story goes far beyond the courtroom. It's a cultural flashpoint sparking debates about the media's role in a rapidly changing world. The conversation isn't ending anytime soon, so stay tuned for what's next. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.